I do really want to watch that. I want to watch this.
So,
Throne and Liberty, I've been seeing a lot about it. It's pretty mixed. It seemed cool. I watched Asbin play it for a bit, but I've seen it's very mixed. I've heard a lot of other people say it's not very great. So I want to watch this video. This is Throne and Liberty, a warning to new players. So let's see what the warning is.
Throne and Liberty has been playable in early access for a
Hold on. Sorry to... I double hit escape. I didn't mean to do that.
few days now, okay, and the full free-to-play release is on October 1st. I've been playing since the start of early access. I've been max level for a few days now, wrapped my head around most of the core gameplay systems, and overall, I'm having an okay time with the game. I'll make a more in-depth video on my thoughts next week once I've put a bit more time into it. But in this video, I want to talk about my experiences so far as a new player, and also give a bit of a warning to other new players jumping into the game on October 1st.
Unrelated to the video, this one's chocolate and peanut butter. If you get Shaw's Grammys covered, I don't know if it's available in the States or wherever. I know it's available in Canada. If you get that one is so fucking delicious. So much better than this one. Anyways, let's continue.
As this game's progression system seems to be designed to completely fuck you if you haven't played the game before, if you haven't spent a lot of time researching the progression, and most importantly, if you haven't decided 100%...
Wait, the game's just coming out though. Like, if you haven't played the early accesses? Because that's kind of crazy. How are you supposed to get new... If this game fucks you, if you haven't played the game before, and the game just came out, how are new people supposed to get into the game? Whoa. Common sense? Somebody lost that. Somebody lost that in this. What is...
100% on what weapon combo and build you want to play. If there was ever an MMO to watch one of those 10 mistakes to avoid as a new player videos, it would be for this game. So let's start with the #1 most important thing, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Going into Throne and Liberty, even if you've never played the game before, you need to research what build you're gonna play, or at the very least, try out...
Yeah, you need to go on a wiki dive for about 35 minutes just to play the game. Yeah, okay, so this is pretty standard so far. It's about the same as starting WoW so far.
Each of the weapons early in the game, and have this decision locked in before level 20. I watched a lot of content prior to the release of this game in preparation, and every video was saying the same thing: know what weapon combo you want to play. As a new player, this is not an easy...
The game doesn't punish you for switching weapons, does it? Have we not learned our lesson? Really?
Easy decision to make, because you don't get a full feel for your build until level 50 with all your abilities. Some weapon combos also look really cool in YouTube videos but feel clunky as hell to play, so some of you might get to level 50, decide you're not enjoying your weapon combo, and want to switch only to realise that you're going to be massively set back. On the surface, going in blind, you might assume that because the game doesn't have classes and your class is basically whatever weapon you have equipped, it might be somewhat similar to New World, where it's really easy to change your role. It isn't. In fact, I have never played an MMO that's designed in a way where you basically need to be following a build guide from the start. Let me explain why changing your weapon combo
from the start. I feel like this is so far, obviously I can't say 100%, but this is seeming to be, if you put World of Warcraft and Smite, you put them in a room together, they popped out a child, you waited 18 years, and this is the result. My headset's dying. Fuck. Anyways, let's continue.
Combo is such a pain in the ass in this game. First of all, you've got the weapon mastery system. This is basically an additional talent tree specific to your weapons. You gain weapon mastery for just using your weapons. Let's say you play TL for 1 month using the same 2 weapons. Then you decide you want to re-roll. You're then going to be significantly weaker with the new weapons because the masteries will be level 1. Weapon mastery takes quite a long time to progress, so having to start again
Wait. Last last epoch. No, no, no. This is Throne and Liberty. I'm watching a video about it. So I'm gonna get this straight. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Let me listen to this one more time.
You're then going to be significantly weaker with the new weapons because the masteries will be level 1. Weapon masteries.
Why does it look exactly like last epoch? I don't know. I haven't played last epoch. I was going to, but I can't say 100%. This is Throne and Liberty. You get it resets. Wait, so you what I'm understanding is you can only have 1, maybe 2 weapon masteries, and in order to change it and use new weapons, you need to reset the masteries. So I wonder if you use a sword, you max it, you level it to 50, you want to respec, do you have to then, when you switch back to the sword, level again? That can't be the case. It can't be, because that's not okay. That's how a game dies before it's even come out.
A long time to progress, so having to start again feels like a huge setback.
Look, and the weapon skills, longbow, crossbow. So if you want to switch, I think that's what happened. If you want to switch, you need to reset. Oh, wow.
And probably the main deterrent for changing builds, especially the further you progress in the game.
Good, though.
Second, you've got the skill leveling system. In Throne, you level up your skills using skill books to make them more powerful. You'll get tons of these books from progressing the MSQ, doing exploration quests and one-off content rewards. Once you've obtained and spent all these skill books, they'll then become a bit harder to come by. Instead, you'll obtain them mostly.
And that's where you pay for them. This is where you pay for them. This is the number 1 step of payments, right here.
Through daily content such as contracts and
I can see it already.
Dungeon farming. If you decide to change weapons, you'll need to either level up a fresh set of skills from level 1 without the massive influx of books that you get from the MSQ, or you'll need to use skill transfer scrolls which can be obtained via the Battle Pass currency. You might actually have a bunch of skill transfer skills just from level up rewards, so transferring skills might not be a big deal if you only change weapons once.
At least they do
once
give
you've used them, they seem quite hard to come by.
Okay, yep, so that's where it is. So they give you enough, they sprinkle enough seasoning on your steak in order to give you the taste and make you want more, but then they say, yeah, by the way, we ran out. However, we can restock if you give us another $10. That's what it's sounding like. So
finally, you've got the gearing. In this game, you'll get gear starting at grey rarity, then green, blue, and purple. If you level up a piece of green gear to +6, then get a piece of blue gear drop, you don't need to separately level up the blue gear. You can simply transfer the green gear +6 into the blue, making it +3.
You know what,
so there's no reason.
I actually really want to. I'm gonna pause really quick because you said it looks like last epoch. Let me actually, I want to see this for myself, because I can't confirm that for myself. Whoa, that's scary. That's already kind of the same vibe. Do you know, is it the skill menu? What looks exactly the same as last epoch? Where does it look exactly the same? It's looking very similar, though, I can't deny. Is this PoE? This is... Oh, last... Okay, that makes sense. The menus look the same. Gameplay look... Okay. Yeah, because I saw this. That is giving very, very similar vibes. Headset, shut up. My headset's yelling at me. Yeah, it looks pretty similar. Yep. I'm assuming there's a skill tree. Let me see the skill tree. Right here. That looks pretty similar to further back right here. Yeah, that looks similar to... Oh my god, too. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, yeah, okay, I can see it. I
Not
can
to be
see it.
constantly pumping
Yep.
your resources into gear. The same can be said going from blue to purple. A +9 blue can be fed into purple gear, making it +6. That being said, when you transfer gear, you do lose the gear you're transferring from. So if you want to play two different weapon combos...
Oh, and I'm gonna put this right now. You can buy something in order to prevent that from happening in case you want to transfer something from one piece of gear to another, basically to duplicate it. Guaranteed. I want to
with
see.
two different gear sets, you're going to need to level...
If it's not, it's coming. It's coming. I promise.
Multiple sets of gear, which is probably something you should only do if you've already maxed out one build already, otherwise you'll be weak compared to everyone else. Don't make the mistake of flirting with the idea of re-rolling, transferring all of your gear over to something else, then changing your mind wanting to switch back.
Yeah.
You'd have lost the original gear. Other than that, one mistake I could see new players make is wasting their daily contract rights on low-level contracts, aka the yellow quests. At around level 12, you'll go talk to a contract manager and need to do 4 contracts as part of the MSQ. You're limited on how many contracts you can do per day, and the rewards for high-level contracts are much better than low-level. So do the 4 contracts for the MSQ, then don't do any more until you hit level 50. Also, when doing contracts, you want to accept 1.
That's such a weird metagame, man. It's actually the, like... Excuse me. Swallowed weird. It's the epitome of loot hoarding until you need something like that's super valuable. This is the epitome of it. To loot hoard your quests until they become more valuable. Loot hoard your items until they become more valuable. This game's like... Yeah, they're going all in right now.
Until you get a contract pop-up with an epic reward. You don't need to accept all of the contracts displayed. Another tip I have is that the default gameplay control settings for this game are kinda bad, and there's some things you're going to want to change to make it feel less clunky. Go to Settings, Gameplay Controls, and enable Q Skills, Toggle Basic Attack, Toggle Charge Skills, and Toggle...
Yo, hold on, let me read. What's the purpose?
And enable Q Skills...
Okay, hold on, I need to go back one more time.
Go to Settings, Gameplay Controls, and...
Q skills. When a skill cannot be used due to cooldown, insufficient mana, or other reason, it will be queued. Oh, so the thing that's on by default and not able to be turned off in WoW? Okay, sure.
Enable Q skills,
toggle basic attack on or off with the 1 button. Okay, I could see that.
Toggle basic attack,
charge skills. Charge a skill while holding the skill button. Number 2 is used when the skill button is released. Off. Okay, yeah, sure.
Toggle charge skills.
If it's on, automatically use the skill after previewing the AoE. Pressing the skill button will display the skill's range and AoE. Releasing the skill button will use the skill at the selected location. If it's off, pressing the skill button will display the skill's range and AoE. Pressing the skill button a second time. What? Like a confirmation? Ew.
And toggle aim skills. I also recommend enabling auto-target nearest enemy when attacking without a target. This is especially useful when you're AoE farming mobs, so you don't have to tab.
That's kind of like a small thing. I don't think WoW has that on default or even at all, to be honest. That's a good thing, but it's, I don't know, that's a very tiny thing. That's not even really important compared to the rest of this.
Every time one of them dies. The final thing you should not do as a new player is dissolve your random green or blue gear, as TL has this really confusing trait system as part of its gear progression, where you can use other pieces of gear to put traits on others to increase the traits. It's quite confusing to explain, so all I'll say is don't throw away your gear, chuck it in the bank, and it might be useful later when you dive deep.
What did I say? What did I say 5 minutes ago? Not even 5 minutes ago, I don't think. What did I say? This is the epitome of save it and it might become useful later. What? They're doing it down to the quests. Like, if it was just this, okay, I get it. Most games are like it. But the quests? What?
Deeper
I
into
don't
the
know.
trait system, but those are the main things I wanted to warn you about in this video. As much as I've had a decent time during the early access launch of this game, I'm kinda surprised by how many pitfalls there are for new players to completely screw up their character if they go in blind without any prior research.
Yeah.
That being said, Throne and Liberty is probably the biggest MMO release we'll have for quite some time, so give it a try, enjoy the honeymoon phase, enjoy the
definitely gonna
absolutely
give it a
gorgeous
try. I might
starting
actually
zones
download
being
it
packed
now.
full of players, and to try to check out some of the endgame dungeons because so far I've found them to be surprisingly cool. As for my overall thoughts on the game so
really
far
cool.
after a few days at max level, there's a solid mix of things I really
think I have
like
to
and
try it for the
really
content.
dislike about this game, but we'll get into that in a future video. Until then, let me know your thoughts on Throne and Liberty in the comments
I mean, it
below.
looks
I hope you
cool.
enjoy the launch of the game, and I'll see you in the next one.
But it's, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna try it.
YouTube video.
Wow, no, stop. How about you stop?
So,
Like, here, let me go to... This looks really cool, okay? And it is unfortunate that it has some of the pitfalls that it has. However, if they can fix even just, like, half of them, even 50%, 50% of them, the quest hoarding, stupid. Get rid of it. It's weird. Nobody wants to, like, metagame quests. Okay, it's one thing to metagame loot and endgame stuff, or, you know, your build. Okay. Quests? Who's metagaming a quest? Who wants to metagame a quest? If you're metagaming quests, it's the same people who play Farming Simulator. Okay, what is this? Anyways. Not even, because those are just dads for drinking beer. Regardless. This game I know is pay to win. It's the design of it. But those things can drive even those players away. Because it's not that it's hard to do, and it's not that it's really even that frustrating. It's all of it together is just why. Well, I have to metagame this, I have to metagame that, I can't re-roll. That's one of the big things too. You can't re-roll. You can't change a weapon. At least in New World. Even I think, because I'm pretty sure they even changed this when they had the weapon levels per weapon. You could change your weapon and it would not reset the other weapon, but from the sounds of it, I don't know if anybody in chat can confirm. Ray, I don't know, somebody. From the sounds of it, when you re-roll, you lose the levels on the weapon that you already had previously. Why do I want to do that? That's not fun. And that actually makes me... Chat, is this real? No, I think so. Unironically, very real. I think so, yeah. I think so.